What's up, y'all? It's me, it's your boy Asmongold. And today, we're going to be talking about some bullshit, okay? And we're also going to be talking about some good ideas and some bad ideas. Basically, I tried to do this video a couple times. I wrote out a little script for it and, everything. And then for whatever reason, it just really couldn't come out right. And so instead, it's going to be me talking to you, real talk. That's all it's going to be. And today, what we're going to talk about is flying mounts in Warlords of Draenor. Now, recently, they said that basically they're going to, at the least, postpone flying mounts until 6.1. Now, I'm going to cut to the chase here. The real reason that I think that they're doing this is because they haven't polished the textures for the outsides of the mountains and the areas around Draenor, and so they're putting off flying so they don't necessarily have to do this by the time that they release the expansion. Like that's, to me, like that's the most logical conclusion outside of like other gaming reasons. And so anyway, I am going to go over those, and I'm also going to talk about some other things just kind of related to flying. Now today, like kind of what brought this up is I was watching some other videos, and for whatever reason, somebody was like talking about this, and I remember I made a thread about this on the Warcraft forums, and there was this one druid that posted on, and like, by the way, like this was, like, I don't even know, like 3 months ago, you know what I mean? And so I go back and I just reread it just because I was like, what did I say about that? Because I was going to make a video, and so I wanted to remember, like kind of gather my thoughts. And this same fucking druid, I'm not even kidding, like I click on the general forums to see, wow, is this still an issue? Of course it's still an issue. If it's change, if it's anything, everybody's going to be upset about it. It doesn't matter what it is, people are going to be mad. And the flying thing, oh my god, like people are flipping the fuck out about this. And I'm going to be talking about all of that. But yo, this druid on the front page of the general forums, he's there again today, tonight, 2 o'clock in the morning, posting about flying. Like, I only wish that this was a coincidence. But I bet it's like this guy's job to complain that they're getting rid of flying in Warlords of Draenor. And by the fucking way, they're not getting rid of flying in Warlords of Draenor. There's going to be a small amount of areas, basically in the entire scope of the game, which is, I don't even know how many zones, probably over 200 zones. I think about with the new Warlords of Draenor areas, 10 of them you can't fly in. And apparently for him, this is a deal breaker. Keeping in mind, you can't fly in the Timeless Isle. You can't fly in Battlegrounds. You can't fly inside of someone's house, in any of the little, I don't know, like cities or whatever. You cannot fly at the starting zones for the Blood Elves and for the Draenei. You cannot fly in the starting area for the Pandirian. The list goes on. You cannot fly in Tol Barad. You cannot fly in the Isle of Thunder. Did this stop people from doing the areas? Did this make them any less fun? No, not really. It didn't matter. And for this person, because basically they're not able to fly, this ruins the game for them, because the reason that they play World of Warcraft is to fly around on a mount, okay? And it's not good enough to ride around. No, they have to fly around. And so, honestly, like, yo, you know how I don't really like to do a whole lot of just like straight up fucking exploits or anything like that, like private servers or anything, but you can go and you can download like a sandbox of the game, and you can fly any fucking where you want, including Battlegrounds and the starting zones for, I don't even know, what was it, the Draenei and the Blood Elves, everything. You fly wherever you want, because that's just the way the sandbox is built. And so, honestly, if you've got that problem, where all you do in the game, you log on, I don't know how many hours you spend a day flying around, but let's say it's 3, you spend your 3 hours flying around. Well, you can take your 3 hours and fly around wherever the fuck you want, on top of not even having to pay $15 a month. Now, this is illegal. You're not even supposed to be doing this. But honestly, people do it all the time. And if this is such a big deal for you, go do that. It's ridiculous that people... Well, for one, I can't even imagine, like, that you play the game. Like, can you imagine? Like, a lot of you guys are not crazy. You know what I mean? And so... this is a crazy thought for you, rightfully so. Imagine that you log onto the game. Wow, what am I going to do today? Do I want to fly over Jade Forest or Kunai Summit? fuck that. That's retarded. I can't even believe that this is even a thing, and people are canceling their subscriptions over not being able to fly. Now, obviously, with such a stupid and in a larger scope of things like mundane reason to quit your expansion. No, I mean obviously everybody can do whatever the fuck they want, and so can I. I can say whatever the fuck I want about what other people think, and if I think it's stupid, I've got just as much right to think it's stupid as that they have to be stupid. So if you're going to tell me that, don't bother. Like it doesn't make sense. Anyway, so people are canceling their subscriptions because you cannot fly in new zones. Now, for one, I don't really think that Blizzard is going to care if 10 or 20 vocal people post on all their alts on the forums complaining about something that I think is going to be really great. Like I don't think if I actually like made a stance on this yet, but yo, for real, like I think that it's going to be amazing that they're getting rid of flying mounts, and I'm going to talk about that after I get done talking about the bullshit. Now, basically, people also say, well, now it's going to be harder for me to herb. Now it's going to be harder. I'm not going to be able to get as much herbs. I'm not going to be able to get as much money. Now, I'm not sure about you guys, but I have taken Economics 1. Now, there's something called supply and demand. Now, if you can get 1,000 herbs in 5 minutes, that's going to, let's say, net you, I don't know, 1,000 gold. But if you can only get 500 herbs in 5 minutes, and everybody else can only get 500 herbs in 5 minutes, it's still going to be worth relatively 1,000 gold or whatever I said. I don't even remember. It's not going to matter because the difficulty is going to increase. That's why certain items are worth more than other items because of how difficult they are to get. Just because something becomes more difficult to get doesn't mean it's going to stay the same price. It's quite the opposite. Whenever everyone was doing Pit of Sauron at 80, like the battered hilt was only like 5,000 gold. It went all the way up to I think like 15 to 20,000 gold in about tier 11, like right as soon as Cataclysm came out, because everybody stopped doing the instance and people still wanted the item. But now, because people are farming the instance again, and I made a video about it. A lot of people are doing this. The price is going down because more people are able to do it, and it's easier to do. So there's more of them in circulation. It's crazy to me that people would even think this, honestly. But with the people who are canceling their subscriptions over flying probably don't have very logical thought processes. You know what I mean? It's kind of stupid. And if you're one of the people who's quitting the game because they're getting rid of flying just because of that, you're fucking stupid. It's stupid. I don't care if I'm gonna make you mad. It's stupid. I think it's stupid. If you're gonna get mad, go ahead. That's all. Basically, honestly, I think this is gonna be great for a lot of reasons. Now, for one, Burning Crusade. If you guys started playing in vanilla and you came into Burning Crusade, everybody probably has some kind of story about the Fel Reaver. You know what I mean? Not everybody, most people. A lot of people. Whenever I go on like the WoW Reddit, you're seeing like someone, oh man, I remember this guy, and I click on, I don't even have to click on, I know what it's going to be. It's going to be the Fel Reaver. And I click on, and it's the fucking Fel Reaver. And you know what they're looking at the Fel Reaver from? Is looking up at him, not looking down. Because whenever you're looking down, he's not very deadly. He's just sitting around there, stomping around, not doing anything. Like, he's completely... If you're in the air, the Fel Reaver is neutralized. Like, the Fel Reaver is powerless. If he's here and you're here, he can't do anything. He is just... There's pointless. No reason... New players, like, what the fuck? Why would this guy be a big deal? You just fly over him. It's not a big deal. Well, what do people remember, man? Like, Burning Crusade came out in 2006. It's 2014 and people still remember that shit. Now, ask somebody that probably just started the game in, like, maybe, let's say, Kata, Miss. They probably might recognize the Fel Reaver, because he's pretty big. But they're not going to have the same kind of experience that someone who played Burning Crusade would have. Now, you may argue, well, not all experiences are good experiences. Not necessarily, but at the end of the day, a lot of people look back on that and smile. Like, yeah, it's fucking, yeah, I remember it was fucking annoying, you get killed by the Fel Reaver, but, it's dangerous, you're in this foreign land, there's, like, this fucking giant, like, robot transformer going around, and he's gonna stomp on you, and, like, the ground shakes, and then, like, well, fuck, man, if I run away from him, there's, like, these infernals over here, and they're gonna kill me, and then, there's, like, these hellbores, I mean, yeah, they're not very powerful, but there's, like, 50 of them, like, oh my god, like, you're dead wherever you go, and it was completely, I don't know, it was like really fun. It was really fun for me, to, I don't know, like to have that like that danger, like you're kind of, I don't know, it matters where you go. Like right now, it's like, I level my alt, I level my mage, I level my priest. I say, wow, there's some bad shit over there. I'm just gonna fly over it. Okay, that was hard, I mean, this is like that's not. How's this World of Warcraft? You know what I mean? You just fly over it. I don't know. As I said, I just really don't like the whole idea of it. And I really do like flying mounts. I think flying mounts are cool. I like being able to fly over stuff too. But I think that it's like Batman, it may not be the change that the community wants, but it might be the change that the community needs. And I'm really glad that it's going to happen. They said that they might not even have flying at all in Warlords of Draenor. Now, I kind of wish that they will do it at some point in the expansion, just so people can fly over everything. I don't know, I think it's kind of cool to do it towards the end, but I don't really think I think it's a very good decision that it's not happening at the beginning. And, some people may disagree with me. I think a good amount of people may disagree with me on some level, but at the same time, I really do think this is going to be good for the game. I think that's one of the reasons why the Timeless Isle was very successful, is that the Timeless Isle does not allow flying. And so in order to deal with like coiners, or if you play on a PvE server, in a PvP server, if you use the Ordos thing, you can kill anybody, even people in your own faction, and there's nothing that they can really do about it. It's extremely annoying, especially if you're on like an alt, but it's also extremely fun if you're on your main. So, I mean, it's kind of a double-edged sword. In my opinion, I think that they should make it to where if you have the debuff, you can't be targeted by the people. But, it adds, I don't know, some different level of, I don't know, like trolling and everything like that. And in a way, I think it's kind of good for the game. But anyway, the Timeless Isle is very fun in a way for me. Besides those fucking tigers, I hate those tigers so much. Oh my god. Besides the tigers, it's very fun because it reminds me a lot of the old game. Where you're riding around on your tiger, or on your, whatever, on my invincible, or whatever I'm riding, and you're riding past like other mobs and other players, and it's this aggregate world. Whereas before then, like in, I don't know, like as I said, like Jade Forest or something like that, you're just flying in the sky, and there's no threats. Nothing's gonna come up there and kill you. There's no flying sky dragons, or at least the ones that are not very deadly, and not even gonna actually attack you. And there's no real interaction with the environment. You're just flying around. And, I mean, to me, it seems like that's not really a very good idea in terms of, like, immersion and just, like, kind of really getting a feel for the game, And, as I said, a lot of people may think, well, it's nice that I can avoid danger and avoid trouble. Yeah, it is. It's nice. And it would also be nice is if as soon as you hit level 90, Blizzard just like, all right, there you go. You're good. You're good. Here's 580 item level. We upgrade it for you. You don't even have to farm your Valor points. Here's the best gear in the game. Have fun. That's it. Oh, and the Legendary Cloak. You're already done. There it is. Legendary Cloak. Best gear in the game and PvP gear. And you've already got 2200 rating. So you can buy all the enchants. That... Not a lot of people think that's a fucking good idea. Because it's not, for one. And also, it takes the entire aspect of the progression of the character, and it's like, I remember, like, I would go through things whenever I was like a noob, like in 06 or whatever, and it's like if something knocked me off my mount, I get my ass beat. Like, even if it was like just like a regular like 60 lead or something, I get my ass beat. But now, like, or at least like whenever, let's say, I don't know, like Burning Crusade, you know, whenever I had like really good like raid gear and everything, you know, somebody knocked me off my mount, that's going to be their problem because I'm going to kick their ass. And, you know, to make that transition, you know, and to be aware of it is really kind of, you know, for the people who really love the game and people who play the game a lot, it means a lot for them. And I think that, you know, adding no flying is going to kind of give people more, I don't know, more feel for, you know, like really being in the game. You know, because as I said, right now it's like you're just flying over the game and you just come down. It's like queuing, you know, you just queue into an instance and then you're there. That's kind of the same way with flying. You know, you just fly over everything and then you're there. And it really kind of takes something away from the game. If you don't think so, let me know. If you do think so, let me know. Am I a stupid, obnoxious asshole? Probably. But I may also be right. And if I'm right, let me know. But honestly, I could talk about this for a lot longer. But I don't really think I should. And I think I pretty much said everything that needs to be said. I think that Flying Mount should definitely not be part of Warlords of Draenor. At least until 6.0. At least. And apparently that's what's going to happen. So, thanks for watching, and like, comment, subscribe.